All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome
All
to
right.
the 16th episode of the PokeCells official podcast. I'm your host, Rocco Mitchell. And today, I'm here with my boy Lucky and his uncle Jesse, two other great sellers in the Nashville area. We're kind of doing just like a big Nashville round tour. So I hope, this is going to be a great episode. And Jesse and Lucky, if you could just introduce yourselves for those for people.
Sure. My name's Lucky. I'm a local vendor here in Nashville. Started vending maybe 3.5 months ago, and ever since I love the game and I love Pokemon still to this day. Let me go ahead, Jeff.
My name is Jesse. I got started with Lucky. Didn't really get into it till 2 months later on, and then started loving the hobby. Oh yeah, I'm at a
Cool.
local vendor.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's yeah, yeah. So how I guess I saw Lucky at what was it? The Win Boba Tea, I think in December. I think was when I first saw you.
I think it was the Boba
And
Show. Yeah.
yeah, I think you tried to sell something to me. I don't even remember. But pretty much what happened is Jackson told me, because I'm good friends with Jackson. Jackson's kind of like helping me with the ropes and all that stuff. He told me that he helped you, and I was like, oh, cool, cool, cool. So in my head, I'm like, okay, he's probably like, like 20 or whatever. And I was like, and then it wasn't until last like a couple of days ago at Lighthouse, I was like, oh wait, what? Like he's
Yeah.
60. So we're obviously it's cool to have someone that is obviously the same age. And then your uncle Jesse. I know you haven't done more sealed, but I first saw you at was it National? I think it was at National with
Yes.
was it Adam or yeah. Yeah, I think I saw you with Adam. And that was super cool to see you. So yeah, that's really really cool that you guys
Yeah.
started recently and selling on stuff. And what was I gonna say? You guys also you grade a lot, right? Like that's something that you or lucky
Yeah.
I know you something that you did a lot is you grade.
Since 7 submissions out.
Cool.
But so pretty much how just that's how we met through different events. And you guys do grading. You guys said you did 7 submissions. That's actually crazy. I am
On
like I
my
said,
half,
I
I just do.
Yeah, he's been doing all the grading for us. For
that's
real.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
that's awesome. And like I said, I've barely done one without like Abe because I think that was like 4 cars in there.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. And you guys PSA right? PSA grading like usually yeah. That's
Yes.
what
Yes.
yeah. Um, that's the one that obviously flips the most like profit and money and all that stuff, and um is the best to multiply stuff. But
Yeah.
so questions I just like to get just throw off the bat, like type stuff that we can do, and then we can just kind of freestyle into a different type of thing.
Yeah.
But what is like your big Pokemon story? Like, how did you guys get into Pokemon? Would be my first question for y'all.
Okay, so for me, I'd say it was maybe January of 2024. It was my first ever Lighthouse show, and I was a walker. And I happened to run into a good friend of mine, Jackson, and he kind of got me on the flow, teaching me what's good and how the game works. I think at the time we were both starting off, so pretty much there. But Pokemon in general, I think I've always loved it as a kid. I think maybe a year before, I think Pokemon started to blast off again. So I was like, might as well try again, try to get back
Mm-hmm.
into it. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. And Jesse, how about you? Do you're just in it for because Lucky's in, or how? What's your
I promised him first of all that I was going to support him in his choices of Pokemon to these shows and events. I think he started vending in October. He was with Jackson, and I decided to just assist it and just watch, just to be I guess, a guardian in a way, just watching
mm-hmm.
him do it. And then after I saw some flips and some trades, and you just feel the energy where you get hype, and you just wanted to join in on it. And
Yeah.
I just end up having passion and the energy to, if anything, just like sell, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's cool, and that's true. And obviously we having like me and Lucky, like us especially. I don't know how it is for you, but for me, it's like being super young and in the space too. It's like it's fun, you know. Like for me, it's fun to
Or
just do this stuff, and also it's a good way to get money and all that type of thing. But Jackson obviously has been a very big help to me. I don't know what he saw. Like for me, he just like started like talking to me, and then we just like hit it off, and now I hope we're good friends. I don't know if he thinks we're good friends. I think we're good friends. I don't know what he thinks, but but it's just fun, and like he's told me that I'm like the last person that he'll probably help, like how he helped you. Um,
Mhm.
so I feel very lucky and fortunate to do that because like I had a call with him earlier. I had two calls with him earlier today, about just stuff, and he's always just there to talk to. He's always working. Like like he's always up at like 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, like every time, just doing like listing or just like taking a break and playing Apex or something funny. Um,
Yeah.
but
Can I
but
shout out to somebody?
yeah, of course,
Shout out Alex Chang, you the real one.
yeah. No,
Alex Shane, yes, sir.
Alex is great. Um, he he does a lot more sealed. Um,
Oh
or I might be
yeah,
thinking, yeah,
Crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
He's I think he did a trade day with us a couple. It was January's trade day, I think,
Yeah,
and we call him Mr. Seal because that's all he got. All he has is
yeah,
the sealed boxes on everything, which is cool because that's like his niche. That's what he does.
yeah,
And obviously for sealed right now in this market especially is more like it's more stable than card, as I'm
card.
sure that you guys know that, like, a slab is or a single is going to be more volatile. Oh, excuse me, more volatile than like sealed, which is
Yeah,
good and then also bad at the same time. Because you'll have those cards that just multiply crazy overnight, like the Drowsies
yeah,
or the Arctibacs or whatever. Um, but a sealed box will take longer. But that's really cool. I'm very I'm very happy for you guys that you guys have seen obviously a lot of success. Obviously
yeah,
you're way farther than where I am right now, but that's super cool where you guys are at and that you support them. My parents very much were like that with me too, where where they were just like, sure, do it. My mom actually was the one that told me because I was like gonna either do this or I was gonna do some other like online business thing. And mom was like, just
yeah.
do Pokemon. Like, like you enjoy, that's what you enjoy. You guys know that market more. She actually was the first person that bought me my first packs. So she's like, just do it. Just do Pokemon. Have fun with it. I was like, okay, sure, you know what, I'll do it. And then we're here now. And it's really
What was
fun.
the first card you pulled? Do you have it still?
First
Yes, I
big
do.
card.
Uh big card. Yeah, I have some like old XYEXs that are downstairs in
Ooh,
my binder. But just like basic EXs, not anything crazy. Like no full art or anything. Um
yeah.
but yeah, no, I was for me what Pokemon was it was that thing. I had come here to Tennessee for the first time because I'm from Miami and I'd come to Tennessee and I that's what all the kids at school were doing. We're all in third grade. Everyone has Pokemon. And for me, it was like that way to get in, to kind of like get into the crowd, kind of, and make new friends
Hmm.
and all that stuff. So I have all
Yeah,
that stuff. So all of our binders like grew up together and all that stuff. We all collected together. And now it's funny because now like I'm in that spot where I'm buying all their binders from years ago, that
yeah,
we all had as a kid. So I'm like, oh yeah, I remember when you did this. I remember when you pulled that. Oh yeah, here, I'll buy your binder here. I'll do this. And it's really cool to have all that. But
yeah.
cool. So you said you've been vending since October, you said, right? If
October.
no, yeah. What shows have you done?
Mainly
Or you guys have
October.
done?
Since October, it's been Lighthouse and just Nationals, to be honest. Lighthouse and Nationals. The Nationals that was recent, like I think it was in February.
Mhm.
That was my first ever really big show.
Same.
So yeah, I mean I did go to Collecticon, but I didn't. Of course, I didn't vend there, but
Yeah.
walking, trying to get the experience, seeing
Yeah.
what's around.
That's cool.
Yeah, but that was like my first big show with the Nationals ever since. Yeah.
Cool. How was Collecticon? I've still yet to go to one.
It's nerve wracking, man. When you got all these big people around you, and then you know, it's a big crowd. It's a lot of tables, and then I feel like while I was there, I just got really overwhelmed.
Hmm.
But it's awesome. You get the great experience. You get to meet a lot of like popular YouTubers you see on YouTube.
Hmm.
It's a great experience. I went there with my mom and my cousin. It was
Cool.
great.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's that's super cool. Um, yeah, it's cool to see, and that's also what I've had. Like, I've had that experience, or I've had that connection now with, like, you see all like the vendor POV people, or you see the all that type of stuff, and having this. It's really everyone's just people here. That's also what I like about this community. Like, obviously
Yeah.
there's those people that are very like high tier, or very not high tier, but like considered like the goats or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, mostly everyone's just here to have fun. There's not soul people here that are just like, they just want money, and then they just like shun everyone out. There'll be
Yeah.
some people here and there, but like having meeting those people, and definitely
Yeah.
having a conversation with them is really cool. And yeah, that's super cool. I
Yeah.
hope to have more of those types of people on here soon.
For sure.
But that's that's really cool. I'm gonna try to definitely go to a Collecticon, probably walk, or like just enjoy one over the summer, and then vend. I want to vend that one, but I just
Yeah.
it depends on how far I run it up. But
Yeah.
that's that's really cool. And you said Lighthouse, that so was Collecticon, even though you didn't sell. Was that like your favorite event you've gone to?
Favorite event has to be like the last nationals,
Mm.
like vending there and getting that big crowd coming in. It was
Hmm.
great. Meeting a whole bunch of people in our
Yeah,
community. Just building relationships overall. It's great.
yeah,
You get to meet a lot of good people. It's awesome.
yeah.
I love Pokemon. The community. It's
No,
great.
it's great. It's unlike anything. And
Yeah.
Jesse, I know you said like you started this like just a couple months ago, but you've already felt like kind of had that in, like, I guess, that embrace, right? Or that kind of like that, like, you feel already connected to a lot of people, or very in the community.
The first 2 months were very rough for me because I just felt like I had to buy.
Hmm.
It was rough. But after I got my inventory up, I just felt like I was helping out people, building a connection, finishing their collection. I was able to make a change in people's life and make them feel complete.
Yeah.
It's a different feeling when you just help out people. Just ask them instead of what they want, what are they looking for. You just tell them, what can I do for you?
Hmm.
So really assisting on people to just enjoy the hobby like you did before. I mean, I was
Yeah.
into Yu-Gi-Oh out of anything, but Pokemon got really big, and I was into Pokemon video games instead of the card. That's the funny thing too.
Cool. Yeah.
But I end up loving it, kind of like treating it like the video game itself after I
Hmm.
got older.
Hmm. That's super
Yeah.
cool. And no, definitely having those people with their fulfillment. I the person, did you meet? I forgot what her name was, like Lindsay or something. She was buying a lot of, yeah, she was buying a lot of Pikachu's. It
I
was
can't
it was
remember.
at it was at Lighthouse.
Was it this lighthouse?
Yeah,
I'm
this
trying to
Lighthouse.
think.
I can't remember. There was. Did she have like her parents with her and her brother?
No, she was an older
No,
lady. She had glasses like literally like mine, except they're a little brighter.
can't remember.
No,
I really
it's
She had a
can't.
handful of Pikachu. Such a complex
Yeah.
character to pick out of the whole Pokemon community.
but
Pikachu.
no, she loved like Pikachu, and she was trying to like collect, and it was her first show ever. Like
Oh,
just having fun and like enjoying. And she bought my. Did I show you the PSA one Rumble that I had?
Nah, I haven't seen that one.
you
Oh,
have it?
so I no, I don't have it here. I sold it to her,
Oh,
but I
Oh,
picked
okay.
up at this show. I picked up this from someone. It's a pop.
Sweet.
It was a pop 3
That's pretty cool.
huh.
PSA one. But anyway, she saw it, and she was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool," And I talked to her, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm trying to collect Pikachu's. I don't really have a bunch of slabs." and all that stuff. I was like, oh well, if you want, this one's like pop three. There's only three of them in the world, or whatever. And she's like,
Yeah.
oh wow, that's super cool. I'll buy it. I was like, oh really? She's like, yeah, that's super cool. Super. I like weird cards like that. I was like, bet. So she bought it, and it's just like you could see like the face and like the sense or feel the sense of like fulfillment, all that stuff, which is
Yeah.
it's what it's about. And I know Lucky told me this at Lighthouse, and I know you kind of alluded to it right now, but like starting up, like you had to buy a lot of stuff. I
Yeah.
I my experience with that is I really didn't start. I haven't really started with any capital. Like I started like with maybe $100, and I just put I put everything on eBay, like everything on eBay, and that's what I started to use. But how fast, I guess, or how I don't want to ask like how much you put in, obviously, because that's your guys' personal information.
Yeah.
But like how quick did you see like the fruits of that come back to you, I guess, if that off your initial investment?
Um. Okay. So I guess last year while I was walking, um, getting the experience overall walking, getting the understanding. Walking was great, but I'd say like where like the real money comes in, I think it really starts coming in when you start bending. I think
Hmm.
like at the time when I was still building up my inventory, starting off small, I think to be honest, I wish I started bending long time ago.
Yeah.
It's a great experience. You learn a lot from it. This could also teach you a lot of things for the future as well.
Hmm.
Vending. But yeah, I think vending really kicked it off for me, and just going to all these shows is great. Really.
Yeah. No, that's true. Vending, I love vending. It's fun. I haven't really walked a show, which I probably should. But I've always been able to vend, and I love it. Like it's just you get to meet people, like you said. It gives you that experience, that like human experience, and it's you learn business skills. You're learning all the time there, every second. Someone, you have a card listed for 20, someone wants it for 15. You have to think, hey, is this person going to try to flip it for 20, or do they really want it just for their collection, or what? Like, what's the purpose of them getting it? Is it
Yeah.
PC? Is it whatever? Um, and then you have to think, okay, well, I bought this at $17. Do I want to go down to 15? I'm losing money. Not really, no. Like you have to start doing all that in your head. And then also, I don't know if you guys do this, but something that I do too is like I keep like I guess I call it a poker face. Like you have to keep
Yeah.
like your bluff up where you're like, you don't want to like say, you know, you don't want to when you're trying to buy, especially, you don't want to have like make it seem obvious that you're lowballing them if you're lowballing them. You have to kind of keep that face up where it's like, hey, this is what the numbers are at. This is what I think is a good deal. You know, um, I don't know if that's something that you guys resonate with, where you kind of have to.
I think I have a scenario where you're talking about. I want to say bluff. It's more like they're here right now at this moment. We're making a deal. You asked about this card. I was able to provide you this card.
Mhm.
I gave you reasonable numbers. Guarantee that you did want this card in some way or some form that I was able to hunt it down or actually, right there in front of you. We worked up this deal and trade and offer, and you're very interested, but you're just in that leeway of like, should I throw anything else additional on there to
Mhm.
just make sure it's like icing on the cake?
Yeah.
And sometimes I throw in a guard, and it usually does help out. Just something small that could really be an overchanger for everything. Like
Mhm.
something small that could turn something very meaningful for the person. Like, oh, do you want a guard to make it stand out and pop more? It's like ten
Yeah.
bucks more.
Yeah.
And sometimes they end up just taking it, just something small for free that they enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really helps,
No,
but
that's super cool. It's just talking. It's just that's that's so true, and it's like sweetening up the deal or like making it more
keepsake.
accessible to them. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, I had an experience like that earlier. Like I told you guys, I bought a bunch of Pikachu's and an ungodly amount of Pikachu's. And I
Yeah.
bro, I posted that on
Do you
like
have
so I
the
have like
Unigaba still?
no, I sold that. Or actually no, I traded it with Dylan for a bunch of singles because I needed stuff to fill up my case. So we traded 2 slabs for a bunch of singles, just straight trade, because I just needed a whole bunch of stuff to fill up a case, and he needed to offload some singles, and he was trying to get a bunch more slabs. So I was like, take it, it's good, it's gonna do well. Um,
Yeah.
but um, I had all my Pikachu's that I had bought, and this girl comes up with her parents, and they were just chilling, looking around the booth. I was like, "Oh, how are you doing? What can I do? Is there anything you're looking for?" And she's like, "Oh, we're just browsing." And I was like, "Oh, here, I picked up a bunch of these." Or no, I had the stack, and she was like, "Oh, wow, that's a lot of Pikachu's." And I was like, "Yeah, it is a lot of Pikachu's. Do you want one?" And I just handed her one for free. And her
Yeah.
parents were like, "Oh, wow, that's super nice. Like, thank you." And then they ended up buying something. So it's like little things like that sweeten that connection up, or
Yeah.
make it all the more for people, and
Yeah.
it's just super cool and all the worthwhile.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you deal with customers that are very aggressive or clients that are very aggressive to just like sell you things that you know that you would possibly want from them?
Um. So what I do is usually it depends on what it is. If it's like TCG player or slabs, usually if they're gonna be aggressive with you, um, try to like slow it down. Like if they're like just coming at you, like firing a bunch of numbers at you, say like, "Hey,
Yeah.
chill," like like let's take this down. I'll pull up give me a couple minutes. I'll pull up the TCG. Um, or if it's like a bunch of slabs and say, let's see where. Get.
Slabs
Um,
that they be yelling at you, oh, 60%, 60%,
yeah, no, you have to tell them like, hey, chill. Like, so for example, I have this, say I have this in the case,
Oh, that's sick.
and,
Sheesh. That's
and
that's cool.
this is like 110, right? Or say they have this, they want to sell me this, and I know it's 110, whatever, and they're trying to sell it for 130. I'm gonna be like, hey, no, it's 110, and then they're gonna be like, oh no, it's 130, and they start to get heated up. It's simple. You get alt, scan it, say, hey, relax. Like this is not. I usually say like it's not that deep, even though it is. But you scan, you look like, hey, these are the last like 5 sales. It's 100, 120, 110, 110, 110. It's 110. You know,
Yeah.
and then they'll usually be like, okay, that's fine. I haven't really dealt with a lot of aggressive people. Um, at National, there were some repackers, but they weren't like super aggressive towards
Mm.
me. They were going more towards Adam, not that Adam, the country cards Adam,
Yeah.
and
You said resealers?
Dylan. Yeah,
Repackers.
repackers.
Repackers. Like
Those weasels.
those.
Yeah, but so stuff like that is usually like the people I stay away from, or like
Yeah.
they. I'm small enough now, or I'm small enough to where they're not like I'm like under the radar still, since I've been doing this for a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
To where they're not. I'm not a big target yet, but yeah, when that
Yeah.
comes, I'll come. I know like the most expensive guy I got is like the gold Pikachu back there, and like that's like a $200 thing or 250. I don't know, it's somewhere around there. But it's
Banger.
like it is. It's awesome. It's
Yeah.
great. I love this guy. I'm trying to sell it.
Pretty.
It is.
Yeah.
You grade
It's
that yourself?
no, I bought it. My grading order's coming in, and
Hmm.
Lucky actually sold me the cars I was in there.
Yeah.
Um, a couple of them were not like gradable, but
Yeah.
it was good though because I ended up trading them. Like I didn't want to say I lowballed a guy, but a guy got a good deal off one of them.
Yeah.
So I think it was the Umbreon and the Groudon that were able to get graded.
Yeah.
So those guys are definitely heavy hitters. Um,
Banger.
like $500 plus slabs, I think at this point or whatever. I don't know. So
Yeah.
Is it
when
the
they come
ultra?
back,
Yeah. It's the
It's the one
Ultra
with
one.
Pinsir in it, huh?
The
The
regular.
yeah, I can pull
Yeah.
the picture up right now. What sent because I took a picture.
Pretty sure from his Evolving Skies.
It was the Groudon you sent off, right?
Oh, Groudon
Yeah,
from
Yeah, the
Rift.
Paradox Rift Groudon. Yeah,
Dude, that was
yeah.
cool.
yeah, it's sick. The
I
one
actually
the
have.
one that is really clean.
Hold up, is it?
If I didn't say it again, shout out to Alex Chang.
I have it right here, raw.
Hey.
This is not gradable though.
You said you pulled
Not,
it. What?
huh? No.
I said you pulled it. Oh, okay.
Oh no, I did not. It's not gradable. Where is the PSA submission? I have it right here. It's the latter end of my order of nationals.
Yeah, the one that I gave you was like super crisp.
Oh yeah,
Super
these are the
crisp.
ones.
Oh yeah, dude, that's nasty.
So, and then the Sableye is where is it? That guy is a gamble. The Sableye is a gamble, but
Yeah.
if he hits, it's like another like I think like $600 slab or something like that.
Sheesh.
So I'm
Banger.
yeah.
That is
If that one hits, I love tag teams. Like I have this guy right here, and
Umbreon Darkrai.
this guy's been going crazy. So many people ask for it, but no one buys it. It's
You
kind
know
of I
what's
don't know.
crazy?
What?
They asked for gradable, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The raw copy is like $100, but to get the box, it's like $800
Yeah.
for the sealed box. It's crazy.
That's sealed, bro. Sealed is wild like that. But yeah. So that's what I have submitting. It's easily a like 1,000+ order if they all hit. But yeah, I'm hoping for the tag team. And then the Umbreon, I don't know where the Umbreon's at. It's an Umbreon though, so it'll do well. And then the
Umbreon
Groudon,
sells easy, man.
yeah.
Umbreon does so good.
And then that Kingdra's cool. The Greninja, you saw the Greninja's 200 now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The promo?
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
That's why.
I remember I remember when it was national. At national you could have bought them for easily 100
Yeah.
all day. You could have bought $100 all day. And you know what I still have, Lucky? I forgot to say. I still got
Vino.
this guy. I still got
You
this
gotta
guy.
trade him.
I
You
know.
gotta trade him.
No one wants him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to trade
Or-
him.
Trade him into raw.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. That's what I've been doing, honestly. I've been trading my slabs to raw all day.
It's hard to determine. If you get a straight trade, that's perfect, but it's as a vendor, everybody always trying to get some kind of like upper leverage. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
Yeah.
That's why for me it's good to have like for example like Dylan and Jackson and Abe. Like I can easily like, hey, I know you guys got some extra copies of this. I don't really need this right now. You know, this might look good in your case. Do you want to trade it? You know, that definitely is really good, and it's good to have connections. You know, and I feel like the Nashville group is definitely strong down here. Like, and it's definitely doing good. But yeah, I'm trying to get. I've had this guy for a while, but that was that was super. That was good. That was good. That's like our first like real interaction though. It was that for the Snorlax.
Real interaction. Yeah. I think it was like the Snorlax trade.
Yeah.
But like certain slabs, like I've always ran into like some slabs where like sometimes they sit for forever.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I've always had that problem, but like in my head, I always remind myself that there's always going to be that right buyer,
Mhm.
somebody that will buy it or somebody that likes it, you know. So for me, like buying anything, especially if it's a 10, I don't mind having it.
Mhm.
It's like you just got to find that right buyer or somebody that's looking for it. Yeah.
No, that's true.
That's real.
And I know you had that, and then you had a bunch of 9s, which
Yeah.
those were cool. But yeah, no, always find that right buyer. Always buy, and honestly, just also buy like what you like or what you think is just gonna do. Like for example, like the Unigaba, I didn't really know the card that well, and I just liked the card. You know, like I honestly just liked the card, and it sold.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that that will hopefully.
You're not the
That
only
does
one
well.
that collects Unigabas.
Yeah.
Who?
I got a bunch of Unigabas I'm trying
Oh,
to
you do?
like hold on to. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to do the whole set.
You want to see?
Yeah, sure.
I don't
You
have
should have
Pikachu.
told me. I would have sold you it or traded you it.
Yeah,
I mean, I got one in grading, but
Oh, the Pikachu?
trying to, yeah.
yeah, we have like a strong theory that one day these Unigoblas, like they'll be like something you can't run into. That like one day they'll be like real crazy hard to get.
Sheesh.
I think
All of them besides
All tens,
Umbreon. No, well, yeah, these are all tens, and then these ones I'm a cent.
but not sequential.
not
No,
sequential, not
Not
sequential.
sequential.
would they be worth
Se-
more sequential?
A lot of
yeah,
people consider sequential.
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't you? You didn't have the sequential. Did you sell the gods?
Which one?
The golden
The four
gods?
gods?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those
But
those were sequential.
they
Yeah,
was
those were
sequential.
sequential.
Yeah, no.
They were
If it's
sequential.
sequential, always put it more. That's what I learned from like Bulbasaur and Garchomp or Jarchomp, and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of people too. Is you have sequential, and I even learned from Arvin, that if you have sequential, that like it doesn't bump. I mean, it depends on what it is. Like if you have a sequential like first ed Charmander line, Charizard line, obviously that's gonna multiply it. Or like something special like the sequential gods or something like that. It'll multiply
Yeah.
it a lot. But sometimes it's just cool. Also, like sequential ponchos usually sell well together.
Yep.
Um, sequential, I don't know what else, like sequential evolution lines, stuff like that is nice to have and nice to do. But I don't know. I don't have like too much experience with grading, but I do know enough to where it's well, like people sometimes get like super crazy with like the certain numbers and stuff like that. I don't even know anything about like new certain numbers, old certain numbers, higher
Yeah.
certain numbers. Like I don't know. Do you guys know anything about that or?
I guess what's in right now, I don't know why, but like for like the older grails, I think everybody seeks like the newer certs because back then the grading recommendations, like I think their level was a lot like they were more lenient back
Lower
then,
standards.
like lower
Mm,
standards. But now that we are into the new certs and the new grading, the rules are, I think they're a lot more harsh. That's why
hmm
people look for like the newer certs because it could be like a cleaner copy, you know,
hmm
just something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, that's and it's funny. Like this is something that I find funny. I don't know how you guys find funny. But like people's like it's a PSA 10, right? But they're like, "Can I look at it?" And they're like, like that, and I'm like, it for me, if it's a PSA 10, it's a PSA 10. Like I'm not gonna, you know,
exactly.
it might be like it might be an ugly 10. It might not be. It might not be the perfect 10 or whatever. But if it's a
Yeah,
PSA 10, like just do that. Um, obviously, I guess the only way that I would find that if you're trying to like black label it, but that stuff gets for me black label. Like I haven't obviously seen any black labels yet, but that stuff is cool. Actually, no, I did. I think I saw one at National. There was a guy that was just like having black labels. Um,
yeah,
but a 10's a 10. It's just gonna.
yeah.
That's what's gonna sell. Um, do you guys sell on any other platforms like like eBay or whatever? Or you guys just solely vend?
I do. I sell on eBay here and there. It solely depends on how do I explain. If it didn't do good for me in certain shows, I just decide to put it up.
Yeah.
Hmm
And I think I sold 4 or 5 cards. I think. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, but like for like even like cards like the Venusaur, like if
hmm
for backup, like if it doesn't sell for you, just get whatever you get from eBay. Like eBay
Yeah.
isn't always a backup like plan for us. Like even for him, like sometimes he'll do my eBay stuff. Like if
hmm
some stuff is like hard to sell and you want to get a good amount, because I think the fees on eBay are close to like 13-12%.
Yeah.
So in full, you're still getting a close around 87%, which is solid. Honestly, I think it's
hmm
solid.
I only sold
hmm
7 cards, but what sells the most for me is just vintage. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
base set 2 Charizard. Even if it's mod play, people will still buy it. And
Yeah.
I got a half Lugia. Nope. Like for some reason, I didn't have the full picture. Like what? I only had the bottom half. I didn't have the top half, and somebody bought the bottom half from me on eBay. So it's like somebody's looking for something out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Depends if you
No.
want to go ahead and post it.
Yeah. That's what I started on eBay, and what I was gonna ask you guys, like, if you guys have seen like good success on it, which I obviously did. That's how I generated all this beginning capital. But it's eBay's fun, and TCG Player is 2% fee.
It's 2%.
So
2%.
yeah,
Wow.
I didn't know.
I didn't know
yeah.
that either.
Obviously, they have like millions of transactions happening a day, or not maybe not millions, but thousands of transactions happening on it a day. But it eBay's cool with the fees, or eBay's not cool with the fees, but you know, um,
The only
yeah,
thing I feel very suspicious about eBay is when you sell a card and somebody calls it out saying damage. What action would you take? Would you just tell them? Would you do it for a discount, or would you just give them the card for free and not deal with any of the issues in regards to it? Like he'll probably give you a bad rating and give you a free card. Like just do a swap out.
yeah, yeah,
I honestly would take the safe route and just tell them, "Hey, man, it's free on me. Do apologize, and here's your money back." And it's just to help my account out, if anything. And
hmm
it's just my past experience, and I just end up giving it to free and just not get any bad reviews, and hopefully karma gets the best.
yeah,
Just like
yeah,
something blessings come out.
yeah. Um, no, I agree. And with that, you said you did Yu-Gi-Oh. The most expensive card I ever sold on eBay was a Yu-Gi-Oh card. And it was also I got the guy like obviously scammed me on it. And I got so upset, but it definitely like giving it back the buy report, making sure all that stuff. Um,
Uh-huh.
but it's crazy. How is the Yu-Gi-Oh community like that? Because obviously I do Pokemon. Like you said, you did Yu-Gi-Oh. Are they kind of like that, or is that just there's just bad eggs in every bunch?
I was a I was a kid when I played Yu Gi Oh. Like just played it. I never really got into like Yu
Oh,
Gi
okay,
Oh like selling or PSA grading or anything like that. Yeah.
okay, my bad. Yeah. But that's my story with the Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's cool. There's not a lot of sellers here in Nashville, surprisingly. And there's also not a lot of Magic sellers, which is interesting as well because maybe they're just the LGSs. But yeah, that's super cool that you guys
Yeah.
have been able to do stuff on eBay. I know what's Dylan told me. He pretty much like for example, like he had some nines that weren't selling. He just lists them up as auctions on eBay because they're gonna be worth more as auctions on eBay than if what he just sold them like in a case or something like that. So stuff like that definitely being strategic with your eBay stuff definitely makes it fair. But that's that
Yeah.
is cool. Let me okay. So first off, what is both of your guys' favorite Pokemon, if I may ask?
Favorite Pokemon has to be Espeon. Espeon
Let's go.
was a big fan of Charizard, but I think I've owned most of the Charizards that I've been seeking, so I've moved on to
Oh, nice.
Espeon.
Lugia.
Lugia. Lugia is sick. I love Lugia. And you say you played the video games a lot. So what? Silver? Did you play Silver?
I played red, yellow, blue, silver, gold, ruby, sapphire, and emerald, and then I just completely stopped.
Nice. What out of those, what was your favorite gen?
Emerald, and the other one I like silver.
Silver. That's cool. That's that's what's up. Um, that's cool. And Espeon, have you ever held the Evolving Skies one, or
The
held the
Espeon?
Evolving Skies one? Yeah.
Yeah, the VMAX. I just sold. I've sold a couple, honestly. The VMAX Alt Art 10.
Oh,
Is that one you're talking about?
no. Yeah.
Espeon, yeah,
It's the one from Fusion Strike, right?
yeah, that's what I was about to ask
I
too.
think Fusion Strike.
Yeah, Fusion Strike is the one with Espeon.
Is it
Espeon,
Fusion
yeah.
Strike or is it Evolving
The
Skies?
one that's
Evolving Skies didn't have Espeon. I think you're talking about the Fusion Strike one.
Evolving Size has Sylveon, Glaceon, Leafeon, Umbreon. I think that's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
What's the one on the house? Is that Fusion Strike?
That's the
that's
one that's
Umbreon.
Fusion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
the one
I
that's
thought
on
that
the
was
house.
the
I think
one.
that was
My bad,
Umbreon,
y'all.
I think, wasn't it? Or is that like a castle?
Let's see.
No, that's the sorry, some stuff fell. That's the one that is on the
This one?
here. Yeah, that one. Is that Evolving Skies? No, Fusion Strike. Oh wow,
Fusion.
I did not know that. You learn something new every day. Um,
Yeah.
that's cool. But that's cool that you did that. And I like what you said too about like owning the Charizards that you wanted or that type of stuff. Um, that's really cool, and that's something that's awesome about selling too. Is are you a PCer? Do you have a PC?
Yeah. PC right now. This is my uncle's house, but for right now, what I've got PC'd is a
Show them that Charmander.
It's the it's the Evolution Charizard. You know this Evolution set,
Mhm.
like the set. Yeah, the Evolution.
Yeah, the Evolution Charizard.
Wait, hold on. You wait you. Oh wait, yeah. The Evolution. It's the Hollow. I ended up getting that back then in a 10. I just PC'd it ever since I got it.
That's awesome. That's cool. That
Snack on the.
no, that's all good. For me, that was story and like a segment that I like to have is like what was your first Charizard or your first like high valued card that you either bought or sold that like was kind of a milestone in your selling journey. And for me, that was a Charizard that I actually picked up in the October National. I bought it. I was like, oh wow, I have the Charizard or whatever, and it meant a lot to me. And I was like, okay, like and like now I'm in this for real. That's kind of what it meant for me. Um, and for you, what would be like that card that you had that like either you bought it or you sold it or you got it back from grading, like you said with the Charizard, that kind of like made you feel like, okay, I'm in this for real.
I think my first ever big grail. Well, I had two. I had them close to the same time. I had the Latios from Sun and Moon.
The
PSA
Lovebirds?
10. Yeah, the Lovebirds. Yeah, PSA 10.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
They were. Yeah, back then they were a lot cheaper. But I'd say my first ever grail I've ever touched was a BGS 9 Gold Star Mew, and I was like
Wow.
slowly getting into the bigger stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. That's cool.
I think my
What
first slab was Mew and Mewtwo promo.
I love that
First
card.
slab I ever touched.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. That's really cool with the Lovebirds. Yeah, I was like, oh now it's like a $5,000 card, right? Or I don't know where it is at now.
$5,000.
Yeah.
I think back
That
when I
card
had him, he was like closer to 2.3.
Dang.
Right.
And did you get it back from grading or did you buy it?
I bought it. It was at
That's cool.
It was at one of the nationals I walked back last year.
Cool. That's super cool.
Like one of my
That,
first ever nationals.
Yeah. That's crazy. And that's cool. How do you feel? Oh, sorry. There's something. I thought you were right. Because for me, like I'm obviously we're the same age, and we're doing this stuff. Like, how did that feel for you to be like, oh wow, like I'm like 16 or I'm 15 or whatever you were doing it. You're like, and I'm like, I was able just to buy like $2,500, almost $2,500 for one Pokemon card. Like, how did that feel for you?
It felt good, honestly. Like I think picking up my first ever Grail, like it kind of just told me right away, like this is getting serious. Like especially when you have a lot of money tied into a card, you're just kind of like, yeah, this is going to be a long-term thing, I'd say.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could say honestly, like, look where those cards have gotten me. They've gotten me so far.
Yeah. And
Oh
I
gosh.
mean, like, yeah. And for example, like that one card is like, like someone's first card, like that's, and just in one
Yeah,
slab, it's like
seriously.
it's someone's first card right there. And for me, like that's humbling, that we're in that space. Like, um, in Jackson, I think he said something crazy at Lighthouse, and he was like, this month I'm trying to spend 30K, and I already hit my goal. I was like, bro, it's only the first week of March, like, and you said for the whole month, like that's just bonkers, bro. Like, like you're like the fact that you're doing that is just like wild and crazy. Um, and
Yeah.
it's humbling. It's easy to scale. I'm sure you know. I'm sure your uncle knows too, even being in it for a couple of months. Jesse, that like like the
Yep.
amount of scaling here that you can do in a short amount of time is just stupid fast. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's just crazy. But
Yeah.
that's cool. That those were your first grails. Now, Jesse, you said your favorite Pokemon is Lugia. Have you ever or have you been able to see or have the Crystal Lugia? Is that like a goal for you in the future?
I don't like it.
The Crystal,
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Really?
I just like the Silver
What's
Tempest one. I pulled that one myself,
Oh, really? That's
and
awesome.
then I end up getting a 10 out of it. I haven't got my first submissions from
That's
Nash
awesome.
cards yet. I posted on the group chat that I got my GameStop submissions. You know what? Let's cut this to the point. I think PSA in general overall, they could lose your no, not PSA, but the people that send your packages out. I think they could
Hmm.
honestly just lose your cards in general. I don't think there's one does better service than the other. It's
Hmm.
all going to get sent to PSA in general. Anybody can steal your packages. It just proves a point of what's more proficient and much more easier for yourself.
Yeah. No, that's cool. And
So,
you said you did it through GameStop. How was your experience with that? Because I know like some people obviously like what you're saying right now
what
is,
GameStop?
some people claim that they're gonna steal it. Yeah.
I had really good experience with mine. I mean, I live around Target in Smyrna, and I don't know. I spoke to one of the employees, and they just told me they don't touch it. Only the managers touch it. So it makes me feel happier knowing that they're able to they're the only ones that's able to receive it, overview it, and then send it out. So it makes me feel
Hmm.
happy knowing that only one person truly looks at it before sending it out, compared to 10 other people touching it.
Hmm.
Well, of course, then it gets to PSA, and then other people are touching it on top of that. But I don't know. I had 9 out of 10 that got tens in my submission, and I
Well,
went to sold it at the show and ended up selling nearly half of it. Uh,
that's awesome.
and then Nash cards, I ended up not doing good because that was my first submissions ever sent, so I didn't know what quality was. So I ended up doing like five
Hmm.
out of ten. So I didn't know what tens were if it looked perfect. I just guessed it, eyeballed it.
Hmm. Yeah, and
And what helps out a lot when you're doing grading is LED lighting. Like literally, the more lighting you have, the better you can focus on certain things. And
hmm,
that was an air duster too, dust off the cards.
yeah, that's awesome. That's pro right here, pro grader. I'll send them to you next time so you can give them that special treatment before you send them in. Um, but no, that's so true. And for me, like I told you that that tag team's a coin flip, and for me and my brother, because he's the one that does it with me. He's like, we were like, oh yeah, like we're pretty positive it's gonna get 10, and then we send it to Abe, and Abe's like, okay, like within 5 seconds, it's like bam, 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 like these, like this is a coin flip, I don't know, or like wow, like we would never see that with our eye, like the amount of time that you had to put into that is like it's just crazy, and good spare time.
One thing I do have in mind with
Hmm.
aggressive people is when they say this is gradable, you should buy a full market.
Yeah.
And I can't go based off a hunch because you're not a PSA grader. I'm not a PSA grader. We're
Mm-hmm.
just thinking it could 10, not it will 10. Like you're just basing off of like imaginary ideas, and I can't go by that.
Yeah.
So yeah, so honestly, I just tell them this is what I could do for you, and we'll see from there.
Yeah.
And it does help me out because if they want to clarify things like you're not PSA, I'm not PSA.
Yeah.
I mean, I sent in like 15 submissions and I was able to get like 60%. I got 10s out of that. It's not like it's going to be guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Yeah.
facts. And who I feel like there was someone in the Facebook group chat that was saying about that. He's like, "Oh yeah, like I'm guaranteed this is going to get a 10. You guys come on, buy this full market, yada yada yada." And it's on Facebook. Like none of us have even seen the card in person yet. And no,
Why
sometimes,
did you rate it kind of ordeal?
yeah. But it just depends on what it is, and that's crazy though with your PSA submission. That's really cool. But cool. I didn't know that about GameStop. I thought just all the employees were getting their hands on it, and there's definitely been a
Are
lot
you
of
on
shade.
Nash? Are you on what is it called, Pokeforce or something? Nashville Pokeforce.
Yeah, I'm on Pokeforce Nashville.
I posted the video of my reactions on it just to show proof that it's not like GameStop is bad. There is bad people in it, but not all GameStop's bad. It's more of a convenience. Yeah, they're a multi-billionaire company.
How long ago was it?
A shop. Yeah.
No, sorry. Continue. I didn't mean to cut you
for
off
a second again. No,
Oh,
I was like, it's
sorry.
like you're lagging. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm
He's
sorry
gone.
about that.
Hello.
Am I back?
Oh, he's gone.
Hello. Oh no.
It's like kind of like going in and out right now.
I don't know if it's still recording us.
Hello?
Does it record regardless of connection? Like if you're lagging, would it still record us on perfect feedback?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah.
Okay, so
can you hear me?
between GameStop and NashCard?
Yeah. Wait, can you hear us?
Okay.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah.
Between NashCards and GameStop, it's based off of a multi-billionaire company versus experience that's been handling cards for many years. The choices are yours. Everything's optional. Yeah, a lot of people have like disrespect towards Nash cards. A lot of people have disrespect to GameStop, but in the end, they're getting sent to PSA in general. So honestly, it's anybody can lose their package in transit. Like it doesn't even matter. Like regardless of where you send it at, it's your cards. You treat it how you want it to. You want it cheaper, you send it through them. If you want the best possible, you send it off yourself and ship it yourself.
Mm-hmm. No. No, that's good. And what I was asking was how long ago did you post that video for your reaction?
Probably like 2 days ago.
Because I think I saw it
on Friday.
Yeah, I think I saw it. I don't know if I
You'll
did
see a dude with
confirm.
hairy arms.
I think
You'll
I
see a
saw
dude with
it.
super hairy arms that's giving reactions.
Yeah.
Let's see here. No, that's Dylan. Da, 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 da. Yeah, here I see it. Yeah.
It's just to show
Cool.
proof to
But
people. It's not
that's
like based off of GameStop's bad reviews. Anybody could be,
Mhm. That's true. But that's cool. Sorry. Another question that I would have for you guys is obviously you guys have been in this, for a while. You guys have been, selling, you've sold recently. In your time that you've been doing this, what has been like your guys' favorite memory in the TCG? Or just in Pokemon in general?
Favorite memory Uh, I think my most favorite memory so far is my first ever nationals last year. Uh, there was like a card I really wanted. I'm sure you know who Josh is. Josh likes cards.
Mhm.
He's like another vendor down here in Nashville. He had like this Rayquaza VMAX alt art from Evolving Skies,
Mhm.
and like there was like a joke going on of me saying "please, Josh," or like it was like a going on joke because I really wanted the card, and like we were like going off an offer that I gave, and I was
Mhm.
like really hoping he would take it. So I just kept saying "please, Josh," and hoping that he would give me my first like I guess it was like my first slab is the Rayquaza VMAX alt art. So I think that was like a real good memory.
The best
That's
memory
cool.
I ever had was pulling that Lugia, and I didn't even know what it was for a moment on my first month. And then I hear my nephew screaming, "That's the Ultor!" Oh! And I'm just like, just pretending I'm spitting on the card. And he's like, "Uncle, what are you doing? Put it in the sleeve." And then we end up sending it to submissions, and it got a 10. So hopefully I get it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool, and that's all. That's all it's about, you know. Like that's all. Like the whole thing about it is just doing it and making sure that everything, you know, like having fun, you know, meeting people, meeting connections, having funny moments, having a good laugh, you know, and just all that type of stuff. Um, that's super. That's super cool. I yeah, I definitely had my share of those moments where I pulled something and my brother's like, "Oh my goodness," or like I'm like, "Oh my," like you know, those things. It happens sometimes because I work in a grocery store, and the grocery store has Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
which is like a little known thing. I don't tell anyone,
Yeah.
you know, because I like my Pokemon cards to myself, if I'm buying stuff. But I had my manager. I bought a pack and I just gave it to my manager. My manager pulled like a really not a chase card, but you know, like a full art thing, and the whole like all our people just went crazy. We're like, "Oh my goodness!" Like you pulled it. Like it was just funny like that. Um,
Did you get it
and
back?
Did
I
you get it?
yeah, I got
Did
it
you
back.
get it?
Yeah, I
Back.
sold it. I sold it. Yeah, I put it on eBay that night and it
Okay.
sold. Uh, but stuff like that's fun. Stuff like that's just good to have those memories. And yeah, but before I let you guys go because I know it's almost an hour. Um, what I would like to ask you guys is something that we kind of talked about before, which was about you know scaling. Um, I know, Lucky, you're young, like I've said before, we're same age young. How for you would be, and Jesse, I know you kind of just started, but you're seeing good success already. What would be your tips and advice for people wanting to scale this to, like to a point that is good, like actually life changing, maybe not life changing or just like good money to have.
Like, what advice would you give?
I say be honest, truthful. Let them know first on hand without wasting their time. Appreciate and value their time. Stand by your word, look at them in the eye, and honestly tell them what this is what I can do for you personally. If you don't want it, feel free to walk around and just come back to me if you feel like you're still offered a good rate. And that usually tends to tell them honesty, and I'm still going to fulfill my promise when you come around. And that's the best thing I could personally tell you.
Wait, Rocco.
Mm-hmm.
To my boy Alex Chang.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
Yeah,
can you hear us? Okay, all right. Yeah,
yeah, I can hear
you
you guys.
like
What
cut out
happened?
for like a good minute. Oh no. You just cut
Oh,
out for a little bit. That's it. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Did you hear everything though?
okay.
Did you hear everything?
Yeah, I heard everything you said.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Cool.
Well, I heard what you said. Did you say anything, Lucky?
No, I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. I didn't do it.
Okay, no,
I'd say.
no. I heard what Jesse said.
Yeah.
That good Alex Chang. Um, that Alex Chang yell
That's
at
the
the
only
end.
part you heard.
How did you? No, how did you meet Alex? Since you've mentioned him like 4 times already on the podcast, he's a great guy.
he
But how did you
he
meet him?
came up to me, amazing energy, very amazing energy, very young. He told me he was older than me, and I was like, no way. He's like, yeah, I'm big unk, and I was like, oh, I didn't even know that. I'm 30. I think he's no. I'm not gonna bother shouting at his age, but I'm 30. I'm turning 30 tomorrow, so yeah.
Oh, happy birthday!
Oh, happy early birthday! Thanks, man.
No.
Let's see. How did I know him? I met him in nationals. He said he knew my nephew, and he wanted to. He's very busy because he has kids, and he was telling me, "Can you do me a solid? Can you sell me my seal product?" I was like, "Yeah, I got you, man. Just throw it on the table and I'll sell it." He's like, "Do you want a percentage or anything?" I just said I denied him everything. No, you've been buying stuff from me for a minute, and the Pokemon community is pretty big, so it's like I'm very lenient of what's going on, and I'm like, "No, bro, you always supported me when I had nothing." So let me do one solid for you. So I let him put his stuff there, sell it full market for him. He wasn't aware what he put on my table, so I still sold him and kept honest. He actually had so much faith in me. So I told him this is what I sold for you, and he was like, "All right, cool. Did you want anything out of it?" I was like, "No, I'm good." He paid for one table for a day, and he paid for my meals. He gave me some dried chicken tenders that was from Nationals too, hella dry. But it was. I just had to call out that place, bro. It was dry. But Alex was a real one because he was hungry, and I was just munching on it.
Yeah, no, that food, bro. The vendor food, bro. That stuff goes. That stuff either slaps or it don't be hitting. I know.
Tastes
I made.
like breading.
Yeah, it was straight breaded for real.
Yeah, I know. I was packing sandwiches before, like in the morning, like I was making sandwiches with my brother, and that's what we made. And and it's funny because like within the first hour, all the food's already eaten, and we're like, well, looks like we're gonna starve for the rest of the day. But it's just it's just funny, but that's cool. And very much how Alex was with you, Abe has been for me and Jackson and Dylan and all these people. But that's really cool that they poured into you, and they've allowed you to grow, and they trust you. Like trust goes really really far in all this stuff. Um, but that's really cool. Um, and Alex is a super cool guy. Like I said before, at I've met him at the stuff. He's very very cool, very like minded, very chill. Like you said, very energetic. Lot of energy. But that's super cool. What did he give you? He gave you like a bunch of sealed, like it's a lot of like mid era stuff, or not mid era, but like Sun and Moon, like that type of stuff, right?
He gave me stuff that I didn't think it was gonna sell, like Pokemon Go, ETB. He gave me what was it? He gave me some other stuff too. Surging Sparks.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that was gonna sell. Twilight Masquerade box. What was
he gave you
Crown Zenith tin?
yeah,
Crown Zenith box. Like just multiple stuff. Even what's that Eevee one? There was an Eevee one. It's like
can't remember.
I don't know. It's like an Eevee.
Oh, prismatic?
No, it's not prismatic. It's a white golden box.
White gold.
It shows the Eevee on it, and there's the Eevee V Max in there.
EVV Max? I can't remember.
I don't even know either.
Yeah.
Brilliant? No, it can't be brilliant. Who
I have
knows?
no
That was the
idea.
only one I thought was cool.
Maybe it was like celebrations or something. Celebrations.
Somebody already bought that already.
Oh.
Celebrations, but
Yeah.
I haven't named that list. But yeah, he has some more crazy stuff. He just told me when I came over to his house, he was like, "Let me clean up the place, and then you can see my golden grails over here." And I was like, "Oh, he got more crazy stuff than I thought he did."
Yeah, no, he got the goods, bro. He got all that stuff. When we went to the trade day, he went crazy. Like he had crazy stuff. I was like, bro, how do you have this? But that's super cool. That I'm very, like I said, this community is great over here. And it's only going to go up from here. Nashville is only going to become bigger and stronger of a Pokemon space. At least that's my mission for it, and I think it will. And there's
I
stuff
have
that
one
we're
more
doing.
shout out too.
Yeah.
Shout out to K Bob from Country Cards. He got me started too.
Nice. What did he do for you?
I just bought slabs from him. My first slabs are actually from him, so yeah,
Oh,
that's
cool.
yeah.
That's awesome. That country cards are cool. I have not been up there yet.
You got
I
to,
have not. Yeah, I
got
know.
to.
I need to. I need to. I think I'm gonna do an episode with Dylan, or not Dylan, Adam. Um, as but like a live one. Like we're gonna go. We'll pull up there, have it in the shop, do something fun like that. Um,
Yep.
but that's really cool. I wanna go up there, and I know Adam plays Commander, which is a Magic the Gathering thing, and I'm starting to do some Commander. So I wanna sling some games with him before we do a podcast or after we do a podcast or whatever. But that's super cool. What
Yep.
what is I know both of you guys obviously. What is the value of the Facebook group? Let's just put that. We're talking about the community. How
Yep.
much value have you found in the Facebook group, and like how have you guys used that to kind of like help you guys grow?
I guess you could say Facebook's just another like a base to sell off of, or just put your stuff, really put you out there. Um, Facebook, like the community and the group chat, like Pokemon Force Nashville, has really grown me. Honestly, I just post stuff in there, and yeah, you get to meet people on there too. Just like a show when you're meeting, customers and walkers.
Yeah.
You meet new people. Um, I guess when you post your stuff, like it gives you an opportunity to show what people are interested in,
Hmm.
and it's only a text that starts a whole new relationship or
Should I keep
friendship.
going or no?
Huh?
Should I keep going or no?
No,
I was gonna go for this
trying to bid for
Mega
something.
Rayquaza.
Oh, nice. I
Japanese
know. What in
edition
the 10?
band. Yeah, I had one, but now I want one again. My nephew told me no. He's like the angel in my ear telling me not to be addicted. So I got
Smart money
outbid.
plays.
Yeah.
That's all good. Sorry, what were you saying, Lee?
Yeah, but like Facebook, I guess like it really just puts you more out there. I guess, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true, and it's like if you think about it, it's like 1,000 plus people that is open to your audience. Um, that that stuff is it's a great place to definitely sell stuff. Um,
What's your
yeah,
Instagram called, by the way?
my Instagram is PokeSales Official. I I could send. Do you also what? Do you have one, Jesse, or are you solo?
Light play all day. I had a client that talked to me earlier about like his card was near mint. I said no, that's light play all day, and then I just sticked with that name after that.
Man, followed you, man.
Thanks,
I'll
man.
make sure to shout. I'll make sure to shout you out here. Oh, dang, you got bangers. Shoot.
Don't believe what you see. They're rentals.
Are they all luckies?
No, those are his. That's just him. That's just him.
Oh dang, you're liking everything. I need to like back faster before you do.
No, you're good. Bam. There you go. Done. Bam.
Yeah, for
I
you though, like
yeah.
how does Facebook do for you?
Good. Well, I have not used it that much. I need to use it a lot more. I did a claim
Yeah,
sale today on there, but it was bad. I probably need to restart it or redo
yeah,
do a new one. But I love it. It's really cool. You definitely get a lot of um um eyes, and like within like 20 minutes I have like 5 DMs like, hey, what's the price on this? Hey, what's the price on this? What you got on this? What you got on this? And it's like boom, 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 like stuff is just happening. Um,
yeah,
and I hate it because my Facebook is muted. Like I mute my Facebook, which I probably shouldn't,
yeah,
because of all the notifications, and it's not like super super busy for me. But I don't sometimes see people's stuff till like a day or two later, and I feel so
yeah,
bad. But it's definitely like it's the prime selling platform, and especially like younger people and people in my class are like, man, like what you use Facebook, like what are you doing, like it's not like, are you some type of grandma? And it's like, bro, like I've made like 500 on Facebook. Like,
Ignore those
like it's just,
people.
exactly.
Don't worry about them. They're not even in your level, so you're good, bro.
No, and that's so true. And are you go to high school, right, Lucky? Or are you homeschooled, or what are you?
High school, yes, sir.
High
I go
school.
to high
Okay.
school.
I don't know if you feel this too, but especially after nationals, because like people are like, "Oh, how was your weekend? How's your weekend?" He's like, I was like, "I sold Pokemon cards all weekend," and they're like, "What? What are you doing?" And my teacher was like, "Pokemon cards? What do you mean you're doing that?" And I'm like, "Bro," in my head, I'm like, "Bro, I made your monthly salary in a weekend selling cards. Like, it's not like obviously I'm not gonna say that out loud and be disrespectful,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
know what you
like,
mean. I know what you
but
mean. Yeah.
it's like in your head, like like I got it's happened, like it's stuff that's popping off.
Yeah,
So
not many people really like, not a lot of people look into stuff like this, honestly.
mhm.
Like for even like when I first got into it, it was like kind of a shocker that it went that big.
Mhm.
Um, I think like one person that really like threw it out for me was I think it was Logan Paul. Maybe you remember, like maybe
Yeah,
when he got it big, like really big.
yeah,
But like not many people like a lot of people like especially like our age, they say like it's stupid. But I really try to put people on. Like I tell them like
I know.
it's good money. It's good money and like you get to have fun too. You get to meet a
Yeah,
lot of people. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
uh,
That's
and
why I'm right here.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's why I'm right here.
yeah. And for me, it's like I like after like I love it, like I said, and after high school, like I don't know, I don't really know if I'm gonna go to college. But for me, it's like I just want to run it up and just keep on running it and do a whole bunch of stuff. But no, it's cool and definitely trying to, try to put them on like, hey, like this stuff is crazy. Like, like get on this, come on, like I'm telling you. Like, but sometimes they don't listen and then you just end up buying their collection and then you flip it
Yeah.
for like, and you flip it and they're like, what? You could have made that. I was like, yeah, I told you.
Yeah.
You could have made that selling it yourself, but you didn't listen. Now I'm making it for you, or I'm making it. And it's
It's
just,
hard to do that because it's like a waste of breath. On top of that, if they just want to listen to what you have to say for that moment, not more of like be there with you, seeing you
yeah,
grow. They don't care about that.
yeah, yeah. It's sad, but at the same time, it's like, it makes it all the sweeter a little bit. But anyway, yeah, it's it's really cool. But then I don't know, like if you've had, but I've had like day ones that have been there like since the beginning. They've been like, they've been rooting for me. They like every reel. They like every story. They like every post. They
Oh,
like those people, and like those are the people I'm like, hey, like like I'm not gonna forget you guys. Like for
yeah.
me, it's like the close ones. Um, and obviously my brother has been there. He took the chance. He's like, yeah, sure, you can sell my collection too, and we've just grown it up like crazy. But that's
Don't you
super.
just love it when they give you a reality check? When you just feel like you're not there, and they just tell you, "Hey, man, you started from very far back. I
Yeah,
haven't seen you in a month, and look at this. This is mad." And then you just be like, take a minute to take a breath and just be like, "I did pretty good."
yeah.
Yeah.
Or it's even like people that were there for the beginning, but then kind of step back, and then like you're playing a game of soccer, you're playing a game of basketball or something, and they just stop by and they're like, hey, bro, like I saw what I saw a story or I saw a reel of yours scroll up on my feed. Like your stuff is going crazy. Good job. And it's like, thank you. Like I appreciate that. Um, and stuff like that's just stuff like that's cool. Most of them usually ask how much the number is, but I'll tell and I'm straight. I'm straight with people. Like I'll tell them that. I'll tell them straight. And they're like, what? Like, there's no way. I'm like, you can believe me or not, but numbers don't lie. The
Yeah.
Google sheet
Numbers.
don't lie. The
That
Google
is
sheet
fact.
does not lie. Um,
You know who lies?
it's
The people that repackage the weasels.
what do you think about goated polls?
Huh?
What do you think about goated polls?
Do you know Go to Pools?
Who's that?
Oh,
It's like
never mind.
a big youth or like I think he's like a TikToker,
Is
right?
he resale
Does
packs and
Yeah.
he just sells to people?
he does like no, not resale packs,
Oh, that's
but
what I was talking about the whole time.
no, it's
Oh
like
no.
people that buy like slabs, like a whole bunch of slabs, and they just put them in like the mystery packs. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I don't know. I just feel there's already a company that does that. Why try to compete
Yeah.
with the company that already not does the graded stuff? But I mean, I guess that's unique compared to like putting random Pokemon cards together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the doing like mystery packs in a way. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. I'd rather just go ahead and just try to get it graded and see if it works out, and if it doesn't, then I'll be like,
Yeah. No, I think
That's fair.
Golden Pools is good. Like he's worked
No, he's
hard
chill,
for where
bro.
he's at. Yeah, he's worked real hard for where he's at.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
definitely puts in that grind. He knows like what's good and what's bad. Like he definitely knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a good minute.
is he here
Yeah.
or shows?
No, he's
No.
like he's like a bigger.
He's
influence.
like Bulbasaur level.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bulbasaur.
dang. Then yeah, never mind. I mean, he's doing it. I mean, if you continue doing that, I guess.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah. He's super cool when I talk to him, and and I mean, like me and him talk all the time. Well, not all the time, but we talk decently now. But he's worked super hard. Like 3 years ago, he was broke, and now he's making crazy numbers every week doing it. But it's taken that long. It's taken that much time. But which also gives you hope. Like in a couple of years, like we'll be there. And it's gonna be it'll be all gravy. It'll be fun. We'll do all that stuff. But my last question is what does the future look for you guys? Like, what do you guys got any plays that y'all making, or what are your kind of your goals that you're trying to reach? And then
I'd say for us, like bigger goals, we've always planned on going to bigger shows, but we realize now that you've got to have the good stuff to go to the big stuff.
Mhm.
And for us, like going to the big shows is like top 10 where what we want to do. Collecticon especially, we eventually want to get that big. We all know it takes time, but for us, I think that's what it is. Big shows.
Cool.
I guess getting to meet a lot more people too, building a lot more relationships. Yeah, that's it. Going to the big shows.
I just want to travel.
Travel the world, yeah.
Just travel everywhere.
Travel the world too, because
That's true.
we see all these influencers like they get to go all over the place and they get to do what they love. Like
work hard for 3 days and just vacation for the whole rest of the 4 days being there in that
Yeah.
state sounds pretty awesome to me.
yeah, because
Yeah.
like the amount people make doing this, like it honestly covers like you can live your life, like have
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah.
While you get to have fun making money too. Like you
I know,
get to do
it's-
what you
it's so
do.
true.
Yeah.
So am I hearing like a future Collecticon group? Like like before I'll bring my brother along, we'll go to the places.
Hopefully,
future.
yeah. We could build like even people local here in Nashville. Like I'd love to build like a foundation where we're able to go to shows like that. All of us.
Mhm.
Like someday we will all be able to get to go there at least once.
Yeah.
I think that should be everybody's goal, especially if they love the hobby like this. I think everybody should be able to experience it.
Just bringing the whole Nashville gang.
Yeah.
Wow. That'd be actually sick.
Yeah.
That would actually be super cool. But no, that's straight. No, that's yeah, that's a goal for me too, is getting to those big shows. And do that. Are you doing PokeFest in May?
I think we will just be walking PokeFest.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from most people.
Yeah.
It's up to
It's
you.
just-
I mean, the advertisement wasn't broadcast big. No celebrities are showing up. There's multiple. What is it? How do I explain it? There's just multiple vendors out there, which is kind of hard,
Yeah.
especially when they're like top tier dogs going over there while we're just like locals.
Local vendors, yeah. I mean, like, we've heard good and mixed, like, what people think about the show, the PokeFest. Like, it sounds like a great idea, but like, I think for us, we just kind of want to walk it, get that experience walking there. We'll probably just end up buying stuff for our personal, like PC, I guess.
Yeah.
Treat us like that, yeah.
No, that's cool.
Do you,
That's
do you plan on setting up there?
No, I don't know yet. I don't think so. I don't know. I might just walk.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard from a lot of people. Just walk it. and run it up. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I want to do it, but I don't know if I could compete, like you said.
Yeah.
Um, that's the only thing where like something like national, like I love national. I'm gonna do national in July. It's actually gonna be during my birthday, which will be fun. Um,
Right.
but yeah, that's gonna be the goal for that. But
Yeah. Um, question for you: like, what do you think you see yourself, or what goals do you plan for yourself?
oh, so
Like
okay,
in
so
Pokemon.
yeah, so like in general or like in like the next year or whatever.
Just like overall, yeah, just in general, yeah.
So after high school, I want to do like be a collecticon person or a travel shower, travel
Yeah.
seller for at least like a year or two. Just get a stockpile a lot of over or cash flow and all that stuff, and then I want to open my own shop here. Um, I want to open my own store and franchise it. So pretty much have a store here, have store like just in a whole bunch of different areas, and make
Yeah,
it like a brand, and then use that money to invest into other businesses and stuff like that. But
for
that's how
sure.
I see for me Pokemon, and also it's like it's my fun. It's fun, obviously. I love it,
Yeah.
but also for me, I want it to be that first like big cash flow business that then I can pour into other things, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so like that. That's But my brother is oh shoot, sorry. My brother loves like me. And my brother love Miami. Like I said before, there's not from my knowledge. I don't know if there's a lot of shops down there.
In Miami.
So I want to, yeah, I want to start like franchising stuff down there, franchising stuff in places that I like and all that type of stuff. So that's kind of those are my goals for it. Just run it up and invest a lot into it and just have fun,
For sure.
get to a high
Yeah.
level of selling, keep on doing
Yeah.
stuff like this and just having a great time.
Yeah. All of us one day will be up there for sure.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know we will.
it's super. Yeah, and it's cool to know that like we're like the next generation that's coming up.
Yeah.
If like like we have the whole way ahead, it's and even people like like the sports car people. I know like they're all like 50-year-old people. They're just
Yeah.
sitting there having fun. Like Pokemon people more energetic. We're there, and I can't wait to see like when I'm like 50. I don't know if I'm gonna still be doing this when I'm 50, but maybe I'll have doing other stuff. But
Yeah.
like being in that age range and be like, yeah, or telling like my kids or my grandkids like they're like, wow, that, like how do you and like I started to do this by selling cards, just something funny like that is like just that's kind of just what makes me happy and what keeps me going.
Yeah. I agree.
So yeah,
If
I don't
people keep on buying out all the Pokemon centers and everything in the shop, guarantee this is still going to blow up.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and I think the owner of Pokemon said he was like, oh yeah, this he sees like he doesn't think the franchise will fall for like another 100 years at least.
I don't think it'll fall at all. I think it'll just carry on over and over again.
Take my slaps to the grave.
Yeah. Like honestly,
Yeah,
like now that it's just like now, even that now, like I still think it's kind of started popping off,
yeah.
but like
Oh no, it's nowhere
I,
near, bro.
yeah, but like if you can get your hands on like the stuff that's real old to us, just imagine having that later on.
Yeah,
Having that later on, it's gonna be so rare. Like for us, like we love the modern stuff, but I think what the good like long term investments probably the
Older,
vintage.
the low pop. Just our
yeah,
generation is too hyped on modern stuff where the numbers are like, say, Gengar. I think there's like 12K in the world. I don't know how popular it is, and it sounds like it's very popular that PSA is grading in all tens, but it sounds like the card's always going to be around in general versus something that's a
yeah,
low pop where it's very hard to find where you could honestly flex about it. And that's
yeah,
where Lucky's trying to brush off on and say this is where he wants to be at, where you have something that you don't see as often.
Yeah,
yeah. You want to be like a select guy.
yeah, for
And
sure.
that, yeah, that's super cool. And I'm even like thinking like, like let's say in 20 years, like if we're still doing this, Moonbron's gonna be 20 years old, and we'll
Yeah,
be
it's
like,
gonna
oh
be
yeah, I remember doing that, like back in the day, that stuff was can't like that stuff was easy, bro. That stuff was easy flip,
yeah,
we bought and sold that thing for like whatever, and then they'd be like, nah, that's like 20 years old. It's like, wow, like that's crazy. Um,
Exactly.
and that nostalgia is going to be cool. But that's super cool. You have I love that Steelix, by the way. I do not. Do you still have it, or did you sell it?
Yeah, I still have it. Yeah. To be honest, like not many people find Steelix interesting, but it's like it's not a card that you see often.
No. Well,
It's
I just
not.
love the art on it.
Yeah, the
I
art
think
is
it's
beautiful.
that's like 400, right?
I think it's like 250, 200. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not the most expensive card, but it's pretty.
It's Jap.
Yeah,
The quality's good.
the quality's
No, I
way better.
know. I love it. I might actually have
Yeah,
to pick. I'll text you about that later. I might
I
have
got
to.
you.
I might have to because I just like that. And obviously, like I'd probably like pick it up to sell, but still, like I love like stuff like that is PC for me. Um,
Yeah,
and like that, I just love that card. That's super cool though. But we are getting a little long. I will ask. Obviously, we had some technical difficulties, so I'll edit all that stuff out. But
yeah,
obviously, you have your Instagram that you just did, Jesse, and I know Lucky has an Instagram. I don't know if that's your Pokemon one or I don't know. I just know kind of just your
yeah,
normal one. I don't know if it's all the same
yeah.
for
It's
you.
just not. Yeah, it's just normal for me. Yeah.
But do you guys have any like closing thoughts or anything before we wrap up?
Um, I think we said it all.
I'm gonna say it one more time. Shout out to Alex Chang.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, shout out to Alex. Cool. And so, last before we end, where can people find you? And then we'll close up.
Y'all can find me local here in Nashville, of course. Facebook, Instagram at Asian_Lucky. Add me up. Add me up.
Yeah,
And you can find me on Instagram, Light Play All Day. You can find me on
awesome,
eBay too sometimes. And I'm a local vendor at Lighthouse.
awesome. I thank you guys for coming on. Keep running it up. I'll keep in contact with you. I'll definitely hit you up on that Steelix.
Yes, sir.
Because I just love that. But thank you guys for coming on. I appreciate y'all. I know there were some technical difficulties. I'm sorry. But thank you guys for being patient. And let's keep running it up. And I'll see you guys all later.
Yes, sir.
Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys. Bye.
Sweet man.
Peace. Yes, sir.